What's up, it's King Steph, and it looks like we are in the final stages of Hikari versus Kashimo, and this chapter just flew by for me, but at the same time, there were moments that had me absolutely stunned by just some of the gory and great action sequences that we got that were on display in this chapter. But let's not waste any more time and get right into it. From the opening point, this just had great choreography. Literally from the first page. I mean, that first page of Kashimo and Hikari running, later finding out that Kashimo wasn't just running around for no reason. He had a deliberate plan going for him. But once again, I love the sequence that we got right here. When they went to go punch each other, but they're using the freaking storage can at the storage container as they're like they're playing ping pong or air hockey, whatever. Like the barrage of punches, that was absolutely cool. And it was really innovative on how he used the container to like kind of display their brawl styles and their punching and all of that. I loved it. It did remind me, as a JoJo fan, it did remind me of the Muda, Order barrage. Anytime I see a barrage of punches, that's always what I think of. So I'm always a big fan of those. But and I just gotta say, man, I'm gonna just say this once again. JJK has the best collection of fights for a shonen title, I'll say, in like the last 10 years. I'm just gonna put that out there. But Kashimo, when he jumped and he took the door of the container and smashes it against Hikari's face, it almost looked like he put it in between his face and like he kind of wiped it as he was attacking him. That's what it looked like to me, and peeled off his face. You see the organs showing, like everything. I was actually surprised that Gege was gonna go all this with the gore, but knowing that Hikari is kind of immortal, you can tell that he was having fun just kind of toying with that idea. And I have to say, before I forget to mention, the actual first page of this chapter, the fact that they put together the song for Hikari's Pure Love Train pachinko machine music, that is just hilarious to me. They got a composer, a lyricist, everything. So clearly this is going to be the song that's going to be playing in the anime. So I can't wait to hear it when we get this animated in like season 3. And I'm gonna be honest, this is the part where I was kind of getting a little nervous. I was getting a little worried for my guy here. But when Kashimo goes for his lightning strike, because he wants to aim for Hikari's head, because that's where reverse curse technique resides. It all resides in the brain first. He goes for the attack, and the fact that you see the veins popping out, you see his head start to kind of blow as if he was about to blow up. Like that was really visual. Even like the eyes bleed. You see his eyes bleeding. You see it coming from his mouth. Like very graphic right there. But Hikari, I guess this is kind of like a healing feat. He heals his brain like the instant that he felt some sort of pain or something coming towards his brain. That was absolutely crazy. I didn't know it was gonna work that fast. That's really impressive. And the panel of him blowing out Kashimo's curse energy through his nose, that was pure tank energy. That's like he's taking every hit like it's just nothing, and he's having fun doing this. Like the fact that he yelled, "You almost got me there, Kashimo!" Like, bro, these are literally just two crazy motherfuckers that are just going off. Like, how do you smile after nearly getting your head blown off? Like, that's just crazy to me. Now we kind of get a test of where Hikari is thinking with his IQ, because he starts to attack aggressively because he notices Kashimo isn't exactly preparing to set up an electric charge right now, because it seems like he needs to meet some requirements. And sadly, we got 8 seconds left on his Pure Love Train music going on, so he's going on the attack. He's got his immortal body for these 8 seconds. He's just going relentless. So we know that Kashimo needs to charge up lightning in order to do it, but it doesn't take long for him to load up another one of those lightning bolts. And before we get to that moment, it was excellent hand-to-hand combat from Hikari, using his big body to catch some of those blows that Kashimo was dealing at him to counter. I like seeing stuff like that. But the attack that pretty much had everybody worried, Kashimo's noise staff, the return lightning attack that he had stuck in the ground from literally the beginning of the fight back in like chapter 185. As soon as they started fighting and Hikari deals that punch, I believe that's where he kind of drops the staff right there. The lightning attack hits Hikari as Hikari was wedged in between Kashimo and the staff, blows off a chunk of Hikari's stomach, ribs. You see the bone and everything, all the blood leaking out. And his 8 seconds was over once this happened, so he can't heal right now. But on the brink of death, Hikari still activates domain expansion. Literally on his potential deathbed, gambling on his life for a jackpot. That was absolutely Amazing. That's his character right there. Even on the brink of death, he's still gonna bet and gamble on his life. Even Kashimo was shocked that he still went for that. And that was the end of the chapter. Great chapter. Giving this an easy 9 out of 10. Great chapter with amazing action and suspense. But I have to say, is it just me? Does it feel like it's been a lot of chapters ending with the domain expansion activation? I swear we had at least 4 or 5 in this entire arc. But hey, it works. It gets you hyped. But one thing I had to tackle on really fast is Kashimo's Ryu staff, because it had a Sun Wukong reference, and I'm becoming a fan of Sun Wukong as I'm doing a little bit more research into it, because I'm kind of getting into the whole lore about this character. But the fact that he's giving off these Sun Wukong vibes and thinking about it makes a lot of sense, because Kashimo is, well, he's basically a regular sorcerer, although he's like extremely strong, but he's not like god-like, quote unquote. He's pretty normal. He's just excessively strong in terms of his electric attacks and his combat and the whole shebang. But I think the idea of him being a Sun Wukong reference in his staff, Kenjaku is kind of like a Buddha-like figure. He views himself. I don't know, I'm kind of connecting the dots. It seems like, you know, it's a possibility. Hey, is there a possibility Kashimo changes his mind and goes after Kenjaku as he sees how strong Kenjaku is? I'm just saying, I'm thinking about it, that'd be a really cool concept if that did happen. And I did like the return lightning attack, the cloud effect, how the cloud energy that whatever he got went into the staff and then charges it, sends it at Akari. I was not expecting that. I didn't, because he didn't use anything like that for Panda except for like his regular attack. But the fact that he could do it without him holding it, that's pretty fire. Also, I gotta say, this is gonna be another prediction later on, which the more it goes on, the more I don't think it's gonna happen. But I actually feel like Kashimo has the potential to have a maximum technique, which maximum techniques at this point are very rare that we've seen so far in JJK. We've only seen 3, but he would actually kind of fit having that because he doesn't have a domain. I'm really confident he does not have a domain expansion because he would have been used it by now. But he doesn't have that. He uses the simple domains to counter lethal domains and all that whole thing, so he doesn't have to worry about really needing one. Plus his attacks are all short hit, so he kind of doesn't need one per se. But him having a maximum technique, that would be really cool. Although I kind of don't want to see it because that means Akari is definitely gonna die. So yeah, we're not gonna I want to see it, but I don't want to see it against him, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna go with that as a possibility maybe later if he stays alive. But once again, we got Akari using his domain expansion. He's trying to get a jackpot. But if you remember, which I don't know, a lot of people, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't remember until I actually looked at the rules again. This is technically Hakari's 4th try. Now, if you look at the special effects or the side effects, whatever they're called in the domain, he has the 4th try effect, which essentially he gets a guaranteed jackpot. That's the quote unquote like pity pool. Whenever you're using like a gacha game, you're gonna get one of those eventually. That's what the 4th try is. So I'm actually thinking he's gonna get this jackpot. And now, is there a rule to it? Because when he means 4th try, does he mean 4th as in overall, like no matter times how many use his domain in a day, or does it mean 4th try in this is the 4th time he's tried while in the domain? That's kind of what I'm leaning toward, but this might be that 4th try effect. We have to really wait and see until next chapter to see exactly what they mean by 4th try. Do you mean 4th consecutive or 4th overall? And real quick, might as well tackle on it. Do I think Akari is gonna die at the end of this fight? There's a pretty big possibility. I'm kind of leaning towards 60% he's dying, 40% he's gonna live. Why exactly? Well, Hakari has basically had a death flag written on him the second he was introduced, and that death flag is essentially him being a gamble character. Every gambling character or any effect has it. There's always in the back of my mind that something's bad is gonna happen to this character because you already know what the final saying is gonna be. His luck finally ran out. I'm not trying to see that. I'm not trying to see that from my guy. He needs to be around in the story. He's not entirely broken. I mean, for crying out loud, Yuta's still around. So, you know, like we need him, man. I know we need to take L's, but like, come on now. Like, we need him alive. That's what I want. Now, we gotta remember too, Hakari isn't trying to kill Kashimo because he needs those points. He needs the 100 points more than anything. but we already know that Kashimo doesn't. He's trying to kill Akari, especially knowing that he's an immortal being. He's trying to kill him. So that's another thing going against him. But yeah, I have no idea. That 189 chapter, I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers because something tells me Gege is gonna be on some other stuff when he writes that one. Especially since this was short. This felt short. He's gonna go off in 189. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the entire chapter and everything. Let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about it. How you feel about the song that was at the beginning of the chapter, the fight. I do think Akari is gonna live. Let me know all that in the comment section down below. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.